working on Jack and Daxter Ecocharged again. I'm going to be working on the player controller. In between streams, I did get the basics of a crouch ability working. It's not great, if I'm completely honest. I don't want it to... currently what it does is the camera moves down, but I don't want that. So we're going to have to fix that. I think I have an idea of how to fix it, and it'll have to do with the player camera manager. Let's have a look. Let's see. If I go to camera... You might hear some little bit of background noise. I've got my heater on next to me because it's bloody cold. So camera modifier, no. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to do this the fancy way, or the not so fancy way. I am curious. If I go to the character and I look at the camera component, when I duck down, okay, no. When I do this... Okay, so you'll notice that this, like, actual shrinking, I don't know where this is coming from. And that's what's confusing me. Oh, I can see it's actually coming from the capsule component. Huh. Okay. Interesting. It's the character movement component that's doing it. I don't want crouched half height. It goes down to what? 40, yeah. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make it keep the heights. If I go to character movement component, crouched capsule half height. So, we basically just want to sync those two, I think. Although... the problem with that... Although, I'm thinking about it, in Jack and Daxter, he doesn't ever actually... Like, yes, he crouches, but you don't need to go underneath anything. It's more of just him getting ready to do like an uppercut, basically, or a roll. So I guess we can just kind of hack around what's going on here by going to the character. We have the crouched eye height, and we're also going to have the capsule set capsule half height. Capsule get... Can I just get unscaled half height? There we go. So the unscaled, they're basically just syncing those two. I think that's going to fix that. If I know game dev, and I do, it's not going to be that easy. Oh, I should point out we've also updated to 5.5. That's part of the reason you're seeing all these extra messages in the console now. I have a couple more team members now. They are not currently online, but I have a friend doing character models and a friend doing some environment models. So we actually have essentially a full art team now. Again, this is all volunteer work. It's not things, people being paid, but because it's a passion project, is what it is, and yeah. Oh, I should exit Steam because some of the stuff is popping up there. Not great. It's built. Okay, cool. So now that that's built, we can reopen. And that should fix that problem. Honestly, it's a little bit of a weird problem to have. But it is what it is. Right? Alright, let's see if that works. Oh wait, hold on. It's probably retaining its values from the previous setup, so we'll have to go capture. Character movement component. Where was that setting? All of a sudden I can't see the setting. Oh no, there it is. I'm a derp. That's, see, like I said, it's never easy the first time. It's never that easy. Movement. Scale. Crouched half height will be, wait, can we just like turn it off? No. So I'm just gonna have to like fake it. So let's go ahead and let's temporarily make a const expression. Float capsule height. What is that telling me? Alright, so I'm going to take that and plug that there and there. that like that. We'll close and reopen UE. Once I rebuild. It's annoying that I have to rebuild, but I have to rebuild because we're dealing with the constructor. Because I'm dealing with the constructor, I have to rebuild. Like, close and rebuild. I can't just open. It sucks. But it is what it is. Alright, so now... Okay. We are in crouching, and we are not... Like, it is not scaling. Perfect. That is what I wanted. Now, I discussed with my team, and we made a decision that we're actually going to not have this. Right? We're actually going to go to, like, proper character, like, third-person camera controls. So... What I'm gonna do... is start by removing, basically, the zoom stuff. From here. Don't need that. Don't need that. Jumping into the character. We can remove that. And it was in the player controller where I'm handling the looking. So what I'm actually just going to do is change this to pitch. And voila. That's actually all that had to be done in order for us to have like a full third-person controller. And I've actually got my PS5 controller here, so we're going to test with that today. Rebuilding always takes so much time. Oh, what did I... Oh, okay. Set, crouch, half height, fine. Rule of thumb when it comes to development, get rid of any warnings where possible, because warnings, you're like, oh, that seems harmless, but then it'll come down to, oh, actually that error was a lot more problematic than what we thought. So always remove them. And like I said, voila. Whoa. Oh, okay. The reason that's like that is because we have a slight tilt to the camera. So I'm actually going to clamp the height. Now we can do that by doing this here. So let's say like 60 degrees to 60 degrees. Why did that not... Wait, hold on. Am I actually... actually using that at all? That specific one. I am not. That'd be why. There we go. So, we have a camera controller, a character controller. The next thing that I think I want to do... Hey, good, Mara Smith. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think what I'm going to quickly do... How are you? Because I am good. I'm going to get a Jack model from the Precursor Legacy, and let's just get him in the engine. This is purely temporary, and it will be a thing that will be deleted in the future, especially since there is like 1,000,001 textures here, and I really, really don't want to deal with this, if I'm completely honest. Oh, I know why that is. So let's go File, Import, Alembic. No, not Alembic, it's a Collada. And it's in... Oh, that's cool, Mara. Let's get Jack rigged. I would be interested, but I'm not doing paid stuff at the moment, unfortunately. Why is that not... Wait. Why are the textures so messed up? I'm okay, actually. Thank you for the offer. It's like the textures are backwards. It is not the case, but that's fine. We will just export this as a FBX anyway, and we'll just sweep it under the rug. Selected objects. We want X forward, Z up. Okay, so in theory, I say that in theory, it's probably not going to be that simple. Let's have a temp folder, and I'm just going to import directly. Oh, this has changed. Oh. It helps if you actually have it selected. I said, let's do the selection. And does not actually select things. Why am I so stupid? Oh, wait, hold on. Export. I want that and that. That'd probably be better. Hey! Okay, so we have Jack. Why is it using... I don't understand. The textures are just wrong. Oh, that's right. There's going to be that problem. Ugh. Alright. I don't understand why that's a problem. Let's view this as tiles. Yeah, it's... all of them are the light eco ones. It's like there's no actual colours. Interesting. That is definitely a new one. That's fine. What I'll do still is I'm just going to say two-sided. This is kind of really hacky what I'm doing here, but I kind of have to just because of the way these models are by default. I'm honest, I don't really want to be doing this because of the performance cost, but like it's a short-term solution. I just don't want to be staring at the default character. Okay, so in theory, if we go to the skeleton, can I... Yeah, he's like actually... The rig has actually come through. Cool. Alright, let's apply this to Jack. I'm gonna turn off engine content. Let's see. Oh, the Jack model is too big apparently. That's good to know. It's twice the size of what it should be. I'm gonna re-import. use the same file. I don't want him to be as big as he is. This is proving to be more difficult than it's worth. I was thinking this would just be a quick fix, but I'm starting to think otherwise. I don't know why that was showing. Alright, well, we're just going to sweep this under the rug and pretend it never happened. Unfortunately, that means I've lost a bunch of time, but I lost, what, like 10 minutes? And I cannot be bothered to go and make him smaller. Woo! Okay, I guess technically what I should do next I should set up a testing environment in here is what I should do, because I'm gonna need mantling and that sort of stuff. So let's go shapes, cube. Oh wait, no, I want to go brush editing. Geometry box. Alright, so let's grab that and scale that up. Now the question is, how high is that? I might need to adjust the jump height, because that's a full, like, 2 meters. He shouldn't be able to jump up onto that. Problem is, it's a capsule. It's very much got like that rounded edges, and I don't want that. Unreal Engine 5. Character, no edge. Characters, send edge of box. There we go. That's. Can walk off ledge. Use flat base for floor checks. Ooh, that might be what we need. So now I shouldn't be able to. Ooh, it's still. It snaps up. But that was much better. Now, this is another thing I need to fix. Is I need to make it so that you can't, like, quote unquote double jump. But let's start by. Jump power. Let's lower this to 400. And that should be Just enough. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, so now that that's like that, what I want to do is show debug collision. So that was just so that we had it. Movement B use flat base is what we want. Now the question is, how do I detect that? Also, I want to align characters to orient characters to movement. Orient. I'm having a stroke. Is it saying orient to movement already? But the guy's not turning. Oh, brain. Okay. Moving swiftly on. How do I handle this? I've actually never built a mantling system before, so this is like uncharted territory. Which, not gonna lie, is cool. But also terrifying. If I go into... Just real quick, bring this in here. So this is actually the basic landscape of Jack. So the bits where oh cool, there's many red. Fun. Alright, well, what we're gonna do temporarily... Again, this is all to, like, see this, right? To visualize this. So we can see the path he takes. Then he goes... there. This is the first double jump. Right here. I'm fairly confident. Let's get PCSX2 up to verify that. I'm just gonna do that. And I'm going to start from... play from... Oh wait, no, hold on, I need to be in selection mode. Play from here. Hello? Oh, it's at the bottom. I'm just having a stroke. Wait, why is that just... Is the collision? collision. Wait, show. Just. God, this is not going great, if I'm completely honest. Let's open that. Oh, that's why. Okay, I'm gonna remove the simple collision temporarily and do the cardinal sin of use complex as simple. This is a cardinal sin. Okay, so now where is it? There it is. Wait. Oh, this is enormous. Oh. That would explain part of the problem. Okay, so I think if he had a little platform there, which I think he does, let me just go to this section. I'm gonna have to like speed run to this spot. Alright, Samos, let me through. So you can make that jump. So here's an interesting fact about Jack, right? You actually have to time the double jump. There is like a small amount of time that will not count. Like you can't double jump if you like spam it. Okay, so I'm nearly at that spot. Alright, so it's about halfway up. About halfway up. Okay, so what we're also going to do here now is get the scale correct on Jack. Because the thing is, a lot of these mechanics are going to be based around the size of him. So let's put this side by side. So he's like that big. Okay. So if I was to find that spot, where is it? It's over here. Play from here. I think that's about right, actually. Oh, actually, no. The world needs to be a little bit bigger. 0.4, 0.4, 0.4. Let's try that. I think that's about right. Wouldn't you say? That's about right. About the amount of space he's taking up. Okay. So, the other thing is we want to know Jack's height. Jack height. How tall is Jack? He is 5'6" in the first one. 5'6" in centimeters is, wow, he's actually quite short. He's 167. I think currently the player is actually significantly taller than that, aren't they? So let's bring that in there. And then I'm actually just going to quickly mute. It's playing up sounds. Okay, so we want a cube here. And I'm actually going to bring the character over here and this over here, and this is the unfortunate truth of game dev, right? Like, you spend a lot of time just doing minor details to get the scale of things right. Okay, so we said he's 1.7, so that was the wrong size. 1.7. Okay, so I'll do, and I am a little confused. Why is that hotkey suddenly not working? That was weird. Okay, so the character is too tall. By a fair bit, actually. No, not a fair bit, but in order to get this correct, let's get this character. Grab the capsule and go like 85. I'm doing maths right. Yeah, okay, so we want 85. 85. And then the mesh, we're gonna have to scale down as well. That is by too much. Let's scale down by 0.1. So that there is actually the correct size. So let's just quickly, I'm going to save this, close UE, rebuild with the new sizes fixed. Alright, so close that. Now if I grab this, we'll open the assets. Capsule should be 85. Cool. Okay, so what does that look like now? Just out of curiosity, what height can you jump to? Okay, so that's good. Let's now grab this other box as well. Let's delete them. And let's put... Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. That there. Actually, we want to grab... If I grab a cylinder and put it about there, scale it about like that. That there's about the half height. I'll just make it a bit more of a wide boy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate that, drop it down a bit. Now, if everything is configured correctly, I've got my... Oh my... Okay, I'm gonna have to deal with something. Deal with that floatiness. Okay, so if I'm here, I can get up there. I can get up there, and I can't get up there. Good. That should be the right height, I think. Time to go back and get the reference. Ow. I actually don't know what the... I'd like to know what the maximum fall height is as well. Oh, I missed it. Annoyingly, we have to wait for it to come back. Okay, so when he's jumping up, when he does his double jump, how high? Yeah, about halfway. That's actually kind of like... Okay, so we have this on now. Cool. Okay. So what we need to do now is we need to build a mantling system. And also fix that floatiness. I wouldn't even know what to... Okay, so what we actually kind of want to do is we want to make the jump, the gravity multiplier, like, heavier. Which is a little, like, feels counterintuitive. But what we need to do is we need to do that and then, like, multiply this by 4 to counterbalance, essentially. And now we get that very snappy feeling jump. That's a little too much though. Maybe if I bring this down to like 1200. Because yeah, look, a single jump is... Whoa, did I like fall through the ground there? Oh yeah, that's bad. I guess it is technically only a plane, but I don't like play from here. Wait, what? Why are you playing from the ground? Is it because of the gravity multiplier? Let's not make that as high. This is the problem with getting jumps in games, right? Like, you need them to feel good. And getting jumps to feel good is not easy. I think the game is taking the input from my controller right now. No. Does UE5 not support? Or did I just not? No, I had a gamepad. That's weird. Okay, good. I want to, like, as weird as it sounds. Oh, sugar. I can make that jump. We may have to, like... We may have to just, like, leave the jump for now, and off camera, I'll just spend, like, a lot of time getting the jump feeling good, because I don't want to spend too much time on it right now. All I know is that this is the right height, right? I need that mantling to be correct. So I can actually delete that now. I need this to be a little bit higher, so we'll go into brush mode. Is that high enough? Nope. I basically want to have this test be at his chest height, is essentially what we want. Now, the other thing I want is I want a delay between the jumps. Now, to do that is actually, it's not super complicated, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to implement a new function, void bool can activate ability. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're also going to have a function, a private function, that will be responsible for resetting the jump. So we'll have, and then we'll also have a private bool b can jump, and then can jump will be true by default, and this is going to return b can jump, and we're going to have a reset jump timer, and this will be b can jump equals true, and what we'll do is here we'll say b can jump equals false, and get world maybe it's just char get world timer manager dot set timer. It's going to need a timer handle, f timer handle, timer handle, and timer handle, it'll take in a delegate, so we'll pass in u eco jump ability reset jump timer. It needs this, and it needs a time, of which we'll set something like quite small. We'll just say like 0.25 of a second, right? And that should cause that should cause us to like have to like time the jumps a little bit, which is what we want. We don't want to be able to spam. And Jack had that problem. Oh, wait. That's why. So hopefully now, okay, maybe that's too little. And what we should actually also do, so let's do this right. Let's have also have another private section, because I like to do it this way. U property, edit defaults only, blueprint read only, meta equals allow private access equals true, float, jump time spacing, and let's have a u gameplay tag Or is it F gameplay tag? Jump tag. Can jump tag. And what we'll do is we'll get rid of this can jump. Let's do this properly. Source tags. F gameplay tag container is what we want. Wait, no. Has tag. That's what we want. Jump tag. If it has that, and then what we'll do is we'll also make it so that this takes in now a we want a tag thing. F gameplay abilities. No, it's not spec handle. What is it? Actor info? Is that what it is? No. Activation in. Oh wait, hold on. It'd probably be on the cast a eco player controller actor info ability system component get. How do you get the tags? Oh wait, isn't it just... Wait, it might be this. Add loose gameplay tag. That's what we want. So this needs to take in an ability system component. Right, so we want class u ability system component. And I'll call it ability system. I actually don't need to pass in like that. This will now have an error, so I'll need to pass it. Oh, I need to go to delegate. What is it again? Yeah, we need a F timer delegate. Timer delegate equals F timer delegate create U objects. This, we give it the function reset timer, and then we give it the function. Helps if you do the right one, James. system component. That should be correct. What are you complaining about? Oh, is that a T weak pointer? Yeah, that's why. So maybe we want to make this take in a T weak pointer. If I do that, and then remove the get. Yeah. Alright. Let's make it jack dot jump dot allowed can jump tag we want to remove loose gameplay tag there, and jump time spacing will default to 1 second. We'll now pass in what's wrong with this? Yeah, there we go. Alright, now what we can do is we can say ability system, add loose gameplay tag, can jump tag. There's like an add ability function. We need to know when the ability is granted. So let's look at the gas documentation here. Gameplay abilities. Granting ability. Okay, so we're actually going to have to implement this. It is our own thing that we're going to have to implement. So let's have a virtual void ability granted. And this will take in a spec handle reference. And it's going to do nothing by default. And when we grant the ability, so I want to have a look at the to player controller. Where we grant the ability. Here we go. Give ability. So what we'll do is we'll have a function on the actual ability that we'll call grant ability. And this will be make that a protected function now. Virtual, and this will just be void grant ability. And this will take in an ability system component. And we'll give it the level. Right. And we also want to give it the source object. Object pointer source object. So this function now is going to be responsible for granting the ability instead. So we're essentially gonna do this. So we'll do this. We'll include the definition. And we'll just say what is it? Ability ID. Right. And this here, if it takes an it returns an F gameplay ability spec handle, and if the handle dot is valid, we'll say ability granted handle. Now I don't think the handle has much to it, does it? No. So we'll also pass the ability system. That'll now be level. That will be the source object. Let's modify this so this takes in a eco ability system component ability system. There. Now, instead, what I have to do is now say like this: default ability dot get grant get default object grant ability ability system one this. So the default object, what this is going to do is we need to, what I've done is wrong here slightly, because this takes in the first one. Oh no, that is correct. Okay, well that should refactor that now. So what I should have is the ability to have a function now that I can do ability granted override, and we'll say we'll just do this, right? Yep. So we'll remove the loose game and the This should be fine. It should just stop at some point anyway. Now, after all that, we just need to pray now. That's basically it. What's really annoying is it doesn't look like I've done much today. But, again, I've laid some... I did not like the look of that. Okay. Oh, do I need to do that? I might need to do that. F gameplay tag. Quest gameplay tag. So we'll have to do that in here. Can jump tag equals that. That should fix that error. Yay! Okay, so what I need to do now is in the project settings, gameplay tags. I need to add a tag. One moment. We'll call it that. We'll manage gameplay tags. We'll add it in the jack tags and can jack dot jump dot allowed. That should hopefully now work. Show debug ability system. Oh, that's a hard crash. Line 48 and can activate ability. This, so I assume that's what errored out. That did not work. Edit project settings. Gameplay tags. Manage tags. Let's try... deleting the tag. And also in the... the config should be... Fine, I'm going to temporarily put it in there. .jump .allowed. We'll just temporarily... Okay, that worked that time. Oh. That was the error. Well, that's awkward. Alright, we'll try this again. Okay. Why is the tag not being removed? Okay, so now this is a matter of... Wait... No, that should be... Wait, because it's not the... This is not the instance. Is it possible to move... Okay, so the tag works. It's just the instance of the objects wait. Hold on. Give... So this is the spec. Yeah, it takes in the subclass of... So then, is there one that also takes in? Ah, there's one that takes in. That'd do it. Right, so then let's say ability system get wait. The problem is I want the instance because that's gonna generate an instance. Hmm. Hmm. Insert Minecraft villager noise here. Okay, so you can say ability system get game get ability spec? No. Huh? I think it's that. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is the following. Is this... Yeah. If, let's say, this returns one of these. And then we'll attempt to cast the ability eco ability equals spec ability, and we do cast eco gameplay ability, and then it'll be this. It's a lot of nested ifs, but like that should fix that problem. So it should actually do it on the instance of it now. We can only hope. Well, that's not a solid start. It's not a great start. Alright, let's see what went wrong there. Wait, what? I'm a dumbass. I'm granting it's just like an empty ability. So what we'll do is we'll pass in the T subclass of eco gameplay ability ability class. This seems like it's going to be a little bit of a roundabout way of doing. In fact, it is. No. Yeah, look, it is what it is. I'd rather do it this way. And then this one requires the default ability. Like that. Sometimes you just gotta deal with the fact that it's gonna be a little hacky. It ain't hacky if it works. That's my motto. Hey. Okay, so now what I want is that. Dang it. Why is that tag not remaining? Curiouser and curiouser. I meant, oh my god. I meant to step into something that I didn't step into. Oh wait, I apparently can't step into it. Okay. Never mind. It's losing the tag, and I don't know why. Is it because it's not a U property? That is entirely possible. I will be annoyed if that's the case. And if that's the case, well, we'll just have to deal with it. Okay, we can... I'm sorry, what? Oh, this whole time has it been a client networking side thing? Oh... I think this whole time it's been a networking thing has been the problem. I will be beyond annoyed if that's the case. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy the tag again. I'm just going to try this on using the default one. Hello? No, else if you actually have a breakpoint. Okay. I think it's been a server client syncing issue this whole time. That's infuriating. Oh no, it's gone. At some point, this is being invalidated, and I don't know when it is. Huh? Alright, well, I'm gonna call it here for now, and we'll come back next time to work out what's going on. So I should, between streams, be working on the jump and making that feel better, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, thanks for hanging out, guys.